2 December 2020, and I'm joined by Mr. Tinashe Jonas from Zimbabwe. How are you, sir?
As usual, it's a privilege to be on your platform.
Great, and I'm so excited to have you here today because this is our very first show for December. And we've been talking, now we're in our second year, and I think it's been a great time that we've had. We've moved from a certain stage, and I think we're going now to another level. How are you feeling about this year as we go to the close?
I think I've got mixed the feelings. I mean, with the 2020, because the almost half. I think we are still in lockdown. So coronavirus. But I'm happy that it seems like we are surviving it. But it was a challenging year. Income. Many people lost their jobs. Business suffered. I think I'm wishing 2020 to just pass by. Probably 2021 would have a lot of promises and opportunities.
Okay, so today we've got a very interesting topic, and this is to do with the Nehanda statue. Yeah. You saw the video that was made by one of the most popular comedians in Zimbabwe, Madam Boss.
Yes,
where she was. To me, it looked like she was mocking Mbuya Nehanda. But what do you think? What do you think about what she did?
All right. First question is what profession is Madam Boss? The answer is Madam Boss is an entertainer. The second answer is Madam Boss is a comedian. And she makes Zimbabweans laugh when they are going through challenges of corona, of COVID-19, challenges of economic downturn. So I think, to me, I was impressed because the Mbuya Nehanda fought for the freedom of Zimbabweans, including young Zimbabweans, young women like Madam Boss. I think she's doing a job. She's an entertainer, and we want her to do more of that.
Okay, let's listen to what she said briefly. Right. So I've just played up to a certain point. Okay. I was happy with what she did until she started mentioning the streets. Ines Terrace, I don't know, the second street extension. I felt like she went a bit far. I don't know what you think with that.
Okay.
Hint of hers.
Okay, our constitution speaks loudly about the freedom of expression, and Madam Boss is enjoying the freedom of Chimurenga 2, of which I think Mbuya Nehanda was 40 Chimurenga 1, and Chimurenga 2 brought freedom. She's a young woman who is now free, and it's an art. It's an art form. Remember, when you are entertainment, when you're an entertainer, it's all about entertaining, inform and educate. So she has put a lot of spotlight on the Mbuya Nehanda statue. And some people remember that not everyone is a fan of history. Some people start now asking and wanting to know much about Mbuya Nehanda and the statue because they follow Madam Boss. I think it was great art, and we have got in South Africa here. We have got Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah was mocking a lot Jacob Zuma, and at that time he was a sitting president of the country, but the president didn't have any problem with him. Even now, Trevor Noah continue to have most of his jokes are either about his history, his biography, or political. Even in the US right now, Trevor Noah is talking a lot about Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and they know that it's art. The people, they just laugh. He is not political. Madam Boss is not political. She is not concerned much about the history. Her profession is an entertainer, and I think Zimbabweans must view it as an art and as entertainment, and must enjoy the performance.
Okay, so this is actually a good thing that she did.
A very good, a brilliant job, because I mean, some people now are now knowing the statue and Mbuya Nehanda. Not every Zimbabwean is educated. Some they didn't have the privilege to go to school to know who is Mbuya Nehanda, and some people, they just think Mbuya Nehanda is the street. I think that's why she said Ines Terrace, and she mentioned some streets, because some people know Mbuya Nehanda as the name of the street in Harare. So to me, she's putting a spotlight on the statue, and we need that. I forgot the name of the guy who is always acting jokes as the president, Emerson Mnangagwa. And surely I'm happy that the president didn't open a case against the guy, because it's
Imagine that.
Yeah, because the government, our government, must appreciate art, even in songs. When someone sings, there's another guy, I forgot, has like a comedy in songs, political, although it's more anti-ZANU PF. I think that's the problem. When you are a comedian, your jokes must be not be one-sided. If they are one-sided, then you become a political figure. So to me, this is art, and we should enjoy it as art.
Okay, now I want to look at the significance in a traditional sense. There is a concept of kuyera, or things that you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Is she not going to get any negative consequences from doing this kind of skit? I understand if you go to a place like Nyanga and you speak about the spirits, you end up being going missing and all those kind of things. Are there no negative consequences of doing this kind of skit?
Yeah, maybe when you are in those places, like I'm told, when you are in Chinoi caves, there are some rituals you must observe. But if you are not in those places, you are maybe in your house, in your yard, or anyway, I don't think it will affect, because the culture must be dynamic. Culture is dynamic. Culture must change. Zimbabweans, we must be open-minded. We must be open to change. We must be innovative. Comedy is an industry, and we know Madam Boss is living a better life through her art. It's a bit sad that our government is not also doing much to incentivize our comedians, because those who want to start the industry, they don't have cell phones, they don't have equipment. I think the Ministry of Arts and Culture is more biased towards sports. It's not doing much. Our honorable Coventry must also chip in and help our artists. Even there must be some studios built by the government where people can even make their films, their skits. Musicians can even record their music. Those who can't afford, because most of our artists, they are very poor. I think our government must do much to support our artists. And again, our president, ED, I think he is also a good, he also pulls good comedians, good art. There are so many, there are so many speeches that he has done that I think is got the nation enjoying or laughing. Like the other one of Kwekwe, a mortuary in Kwekwe, that when I think he was the commissioning or official opening of the mortuary. that he put up a challenge that the family which brings the first dead body is going to win an award, and he says
That was funny, man.
yeah, and we go to Mr. Nelson Chamisa. He has also talked about building airports at almost every house. He has talked about Wi-Fi everywhere, and 15,000, 15 billion. And even our leaders are comedians, you know. We are comedians. Maybe I'm also a comedian. I don't know. Maybe I need to do a skit. Maybe I need to do a skit with Madam Boss.
Yeah, actually, I like what you're doing, and I like the fact that you appreciate the art. Some of us, like you can see that Tani Vera says, will you pardon, is too much into superstitious beliefs. My prophets, Nganga, etc. Maybe we're too serious and we need to relax a little bit. So yeah. I just want to go a little bit into the statue. I've seen that statue. I think it looks beautiful. What is the significance of these statues in our country? What does a statue do when you build the statue of Mbuya Nehanda?
Okay. Number one, remember when we do history, we just see pictures in a book. And I think most the pictures of Mbuya Nehanda, I think I want to believe they are only black and white. Meaning they are not that clear. A statue humanize history. Visuals are more are better understood than a picture. So our kids, our young brothers or the young generation, when they see a statue and maybe they touch it, they smell it, it sticks more into the memory and they relate more, and they get into the life and the history easier, much easier than that's why, like you see in modern countries like US, even their history, if there's a certain story or legend or their maybe esteemed generals or war, like their Vietnam War where they lost, some wars that they won, they even put it into a movie. So that, because when you watch a story or a documentary, you better understand than to read. So a statue to me, it's a humanized history, and it makes Mbuya Nehanda alive again, because people are now debating her as like she's alive, she's walking, and you can visit, you can take pictures with him, the statue of Mbuya Nehanda. Those who are like fanatics of history, it's so nice to take a picture with that statue.
Okay, Mr. Jonas, I'm very, very happy with what you've said. I think I want to share a little bit. I think, let me see if I've got that video in my archive here of the statue itself. I like what these guys have done. And it's one of those things that is controversial, but let's play this a little bit.
It is now over a century after her death, yet her memories freshly linger in the hearts and minds of many Zimbabweans.
Right, so what do you think about the location of that statue? I don't know this place offhand. I don't know the streets anymore in Harare. What do you think? Is that a good location to place it? Is it central in Harare? What impact is this statue going to have in the city?
Yeah, although I couldn't locate the location very well, although it looks clearly it's in the CBD of Harare, but you know, sometimes this committee, I want to believe that the cultural heritage, I mean, museums and whatever committee is in charge of this. They've got reasons of the location, although I can't pinpoint it exactly. But nonetheless, it's a good move to honor our heroes. And secondly, many people are debating that this statue was not. It's a rigging project. It's not Mbuya Nehanda. I wanted to differentiate the statue which was done for our late president Robert Mugabe. That was a rigging a project. That was that was clearly not Robert Mugabe. But this statue is exactly Mbuya Nehanda, but it was made to look very young. So people are mistaking that. The sculptor did a brilliant job, but he made to look young. That was the artistic value to the statue. But those who can see, it's exactly Mbuya Nehanda, but who looks young.
Okay, Mr. Jonas, you know what I want to say. I think politics has stolen from us as young Zimbabweans, so that when you see something that is important to the country, you tend to look at it from a political angle. But I think this statue is one of those things that should make every Zimbabwean proud. That this person that we are honoring, they fought with nothing against the most powerful forces, and they brought us where we are. They had the strength and the vision, with no education, with no internet, with nothing. They just they stood up and said, "These are my rights." I don't think many young people today understand their rights as people, as Africans. If you see some of the young guys that we have, if you give them some US dollars, they can sell their souls just because of that. And I think this is an amazing moment that someone needs to communicate properly in government and take away the politics from it.
Yeah, because I saw a tweet by I saw a tweet by my brother Alex Magaisa. He even said they could have even put a Brazilian hair on the sculptor. Yeah, I mean, we don't want a country that anything, we know that any comment from certain people, it will be always negative. That's not the Zimbabwe we want.
Well, I guess when we control the media in Zimbabwe, it will be different than when the media is being controlled. So someone who lives in America or in the UK, they tend to lose their identity because whatever they're watching is being controlled by someone else. But I think Zimbabwe is different in the way that if you control the narrative, but you do so fairly, and you do so with a sense of justice, we can go far. We've got a bright future in our country. And it always makes me proud when I go to Zimbabwe that young black guys are making things happen. I always look out for stories of success. And I think Mbuya Nehanda was a young person. From there, when I slept at the hotel here in Bulawayo, there's a hotel called Cresta Chechu. They've got a picture of Mbuya Nehanda that shows the age. She was 38 years old when she did all that she was doing. So she was a young person. And I think young people today need to do what these people did in the past, which is to stand up and build the country. Because basically when someone is saying, you can't colonize my country, you can't take my resources, they are fighting for the future generations, who is us. And that is important without taking any side, without being an MDC or a ZANU-PF. You just have to be proud of what these people in the past did to fight people like Lobengula, people like Nehanda. These were people who were structuring a society, and I think that's amazing. Yeah.
Yes. And I want to say, I want to appeal to the government also that we need Sekuru Kagubi and we need Lobengula, we need their statues. And I also want to remind the Zimbabweans that if you go to US, there is so much respect and value the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
It's a landmark feature on their photos, in their movies, in their literature, everywhere.
Okay, so I think we agree Madam Boss did not do anything wrong. And if Madam Boss is watching, we love her very much. I watch a lot of Madam Boss skits like all the time. And on our platforms, we always try to share when she brings out something new. And I think we've got a certain group of young people that are coming up that are going to change the landscape. She's one of those people that are going to change the landscape in Zimbabwe. We've got young comedians, media owners, musicians. It's amazing what's happening in Zimbabwe. It's said that our economy is not doing well, but I'm sure that is going to be fixed very, very soon. So, Mr. Jonas, I'm just about to close. Let's close. It's 21 minutes. Tell us what is happening. What do you have planned for us? You've got something very special.
Yeah, I'm the founder of hashtag Unite Zimbabwe, and we are starting to discuss with the Zimbabwean leaders from ruling party, from the opposition, from church leaders, business community, civic society. So every Sunday, 8 p.m., I've got my show, and this Sunday, 8 p.m., I'll be in discussion or in conversation with none other than Dr. Ngosana Moyo.
Okay, that'll be excellent. And I'm looking forward to that. And I hope that you agree to talk to us here at Gambakwe Media so that we can also feature your show that you'll be having with him. And who do you have? Who else do you want to talk to on this show? Are you going to have only politicians?
And politicians, and then also church leaders, like people like Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa, Prophet Magaya, Ezekiel Guti. I mean, Apostle Chwenga, I also want to talk to him. Dr. Kupe, I mean, Nelson Chamisa, I would like to talk to him. I would like also to talk to President E.D. Mnangagwa. Yeah, I mean, we need to converse. Zinasu, Zikosu, all those. I mean, we need to discuss about how we can, about national interests, about national security, how we can fight hate, division in Zimbabwe, our economy. We need to be united right now. So we need discussions around the unity, so that even if one day, if we go to elections, whoever wins, in inauguration, every leader must be there. If one of our leaders is sick or it's a birthday, we need to send the presents, those who can go. We are one country. We need to lead from the Zimbabwe. We are educated in Africa, so we should reclaim our monopoly on thinking, our monopoly on wisdom and education.
Okay, that was fantastic, and I think this is a good place to end this conversation. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
I just want to say, Zimbabwe, let's stop politics until 2023. Let us build the country. Let us get united and build our economy. Let us improve our economy. We need to love one another. I love Chamisa. I love Chauton Wende. I love MDC Alliance. I love MDCT. I love everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonasi. And people who want to contact you, your number is on the screen. They can WhatsApp you. And normally what I advise is don't call someone before you ask them if you can talk to them, because I know you receive a lot of calls. So out of courtesy, if you want to talk to Mr. Jonasi, WhatsApp him and say, can I call you? And you say yes or no. Thank you very much, sir. And good night to everyone who's watching from YouTube and Facebook. Please like, comment, and share.
Thank you so much for the platform.